Thank you for tuning in. Today is going to be a really exciting one, but I wanted to take a moment to address this in front of me. Somebody sent about 1,000 HDMI adapters to my PO box. Some are from, I believe this is mini DisplayPort, some of them are from standard DisplayPort, and some are from DVI. And although they came from two different locations and two different names, either Kenroy or Rancho, I think they're actually from the same person. They may have just ordered them from eBay or from Amazon and had them shipped to my PO box. There was no note included though, so whoever you are, thank you. This is actually really helpful. Really helpful. So, why am I so excited today? It's because I finally get to upgrade this. This is my sleeper editing PC. We'll go ahead and pop it open real quick, because it's definitely not an HP Pavilion inside. In fact, let me get you a better camera angle. Here's what we have. Pretty basic system. We have a Ryzen 5 1600X, a Radeon Pro WX 5100, and I believe this is 16 gigabytes of RAM. I could be wrong on the RAM, it might be 32. Actually, you know what? There's an easy way to find out. Let's just pop one of these suckers out real quick. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm good at this. Yeah, that's a 4 gig stick, so that's 16. We'll just set that off to the side for now. But we're going to be upgrading this system quite severely. So what are we going to upgrade it to? We are upgrading to this, which is a Core i9 10900 system donated to the channel by Pefty Lefty, in addition to, I believe, 64 gigabytes of RAM. This is insane. This is a huge upgrade. I actually thought about making this my main PC, but the truth is, this is going to be a lot better for rendering than what I've currently got. And the motherboard that I just took out of that rendering PC actually has some pretty decent upgrade options, which could be pretty good for gaming on a budget. So, this will be the rendering PC, and the one that I just took out of service will be my new PC. Yes, for those of you who have been watching for a while, the rendering PC has basically the same specifications as my personal PC, so why don't I just keep that? Well, you'll see in just a minute. In the meantime, we need to test to see if this works. It should, but it's always good to play it safe. Luckily for us, Pefty also sent us this cooler, which is compatible with this socket. And finally, there is one other thing we need to address, and that's the fact that this 300 watt PSU is not going to cut it for a Core i9. So let's open up our power supply box and see what we've got. Well, we have this Raid Max, which is 450 watts, and we've got this. I don't remember what the wattage is on this, so let's open it up and find out. 430 watts. Yeah, that's not going to do it for us. Huh. Well, we do have one other option. A couple of videos ago, we looked at this. And to anyone who saw it, they might remember this as the cursed i5 PC. This is the i5 with a stuck multiplier, so it would only run, and I think it was like 1.1 gigahertz. No matter what, wouldn't boost, and if I overclocked it, it was as if I was just bumping up the base clock a little bit. It just, big problem. It would not run correctly. But it does have a 750 watt power supply that we could steal. I think we'll do that. It is free, and it is a Corsair. Looks like TX 750W. Really good power supply. So, about that case. I don't think that sleeper case is going to be able to handle the heat of an i9-10900. Yes, technically the i9-10900 is a 65 watt part, but realistically it's not. It's, well, it will boost up to 250 watts if it feels like it. Let's, you know what, we'll set this off to the side. We could use that in another system. So the question then becomes, well, if I'm not going to reuse the case, what am I going to do? I think you'll like this. For those of you who have been around since the beginning, you might recognize this. I love these little boxes. Let's get the camera in a better position. So this is, I believe, a 1.4 gigahertz Athlon XP. This is a NVIDIA Enforce 2 chipset, which means it has onboard GeForce 4 graphics. Pretty impressive, honestly. And what kind of power supply did I throw in here? Huh? 300 watts. That was a lot of overkill for this machine. But yeah, this is a fun little PC for vintage gaming. But we're going to steal the case, because it has a lot better airflow than that old one. So now there are two questions. The first and most important one is, will this system even fit? Because this is a pretty small case. This is a fairly large micro ATX board. So let's get some of these out of the way. My God, it'll fit. This'll work. Yeah, okay. Before anything though, we know it fits. Let's see if it functions. Also, I need to get these accessories. Okay, so CPU. Oh, it's taped. I don't have a knife with me. Yes, I do. There's no goo on the pads. Oh, that's cool. I've never had a system new enough to have one of these. I've never clipped that out like that before. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now, where's my thermal paste? There it is. So let's get this cooler unboxed. Now this says it cools up to 210 watts. This can boost up to 250 watts, but that's okay. We're not going to be pushing this thing 100% all the time. Most of the hard work will be done by the graphics card anyway. I've never installed anything on socket 1200. So even though I want this to be a quick video, I don't know if it is going to be quick. Wait, was there no instructions? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is one of the few times where I actually will look at the instructions. Oh god, okay. Oh, here we go. Looks like it's the same as 11.5x. Now the reason that I want it oriented like this is A, it looks like that'll clear the RAM anyway, and B, the airflow is going to be going this way, so I want some of it to go through the fins instead of getting blocked there. I know it's not going to improve things that much, but every little bit helps with an i9. Okay. I think that'll work. This one has a fan facing upwards, so I think I'm gonna just tie my hair back real quick. Maybe try and avoid getting that caught in there. I hate ponytails, but you know, you do what you can. So, doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Just didn't have good contact with the screwdriver. Oh. F2 to enter BIOS, okay. 64 gigs of RAM. i9 sees it. F1 to run setup, perfect. I'm going to configure it to accept my SATA drive here. I don't want to accidentally put that in while it's set for NVMe. And we will be right back. This is one of the things I love about Windows 10. It is very, very easy to migrate from one system to another, even if they are vastly, well, different everything. So, yeah. Let me grab a network cable, and I'm quite happy about this. But you know, there is a very ugly thing that needs to happen. I'm sure you've seen the other two graphics cards floating around this whole time. This is a AMD R7 380X, and this is an RX, I believe, 480. Now, I bought these on eBay. I did not realize that I bought them from the same person, but this one, yeah, that one doesn't even display out at all. And this one's been giving us a code 43 on every system that we try. I have spent a month trying to get these to work. I wanted to do my due diligence because, well, I don't want to try and return something if it isn't broken. It wastes my time, and it wastes the seller's time. But I am fed up with trying to figure this out. I've had it up to here and beyond. The seller already gave me a refund for this one, but so far has refused to even really... I can't really say that they're refusing to respond to my messages on that, because they kind of are, but it hasn't been a great experience, let me tell you this. And I am not pleased about having 2 cards from the same seller arrive DOA. So, to do my due diligence, and to prove to eBay support that this is what's going on, we're going to install both of these cards into here for just a moment, try to install drivers, and see if we can get them to work. I already know that this one doesn't do anything at all. This one, if we can get this to work, that would be awesome. I'm not expecting it, but we will find out. Attempt number 1 with the 380X. It does glow. I'm not speeding this up. I'm not slowing it down. This is in real time. I've already got lights on the keyboard. If it were going to display, it would have done so by now. It's unfortunate, because I got a pretty good deal on this card. I mean, yeah, it's effectively free now, but it's broken. What am I going to do with this? So, yeah, I think I'm pretty convinced this isn't going to work. Let's try that other card. Not even going to turn off the camera for this one. Okay, it's a shame. It's a very pretty card. It's in pretty decent shape, too. No, it's not. That screw's been stripped. This has been apart before. I didn't see that before. Has this one been apart? I mean, it's really, really dirty, but that's the wrong card. That's the 960. This one. Okay. Yeah, these screws are stripped out too. Is this seller just trying to scam me? Well, let's try it. There's rust in here. Anyway. I know that this one does display out. I mean, that's something at least. Let's get this plugged in. I know this is not what everybody's here for, but I need to do this to get my money back, because this was not super cheap. Okay, power supply back on. Where's my... Okay. Now, I do find it odd that this one starts to light up, but then doesn't. So, I wish it did. This is very pretty. Now, this one should display out. We will get into Windows and we'll get the code 43 error. Hello? Oh, don't tell me this one's not displaying out now, too. It's plugged in. What is going on here? You know what? I wonder if this card has a bad HDMI port. The last time I tried this, I used DisplayPort. Let's grab one of these DisplayPort adapters that viewer so helpfully sent in, and we'll try it now. That's a no. Let's just give it a second shot. Now that the adapter's plugged in, sometimes they have issues communicating through adapters if they're not plugged in first. So I just got scammed, basically. Well, we'll be going to eBay support to get my money back. And once again, just to prove that I'm not just messing around here, we'll put that 960 back in. I know, dear viewers, we are almost done. Okay, so we know this one works. See? Dear seller, I want my money back. Alright, eBay scams aside, let's get this thing shut back down. We're not going to make any other changes to this. We're sticking with the AMD WX5100 Pro, so we can use VC, what is it, VCM? I don't remember. It helps with render times. We'll just leave it at that. But let's get this put in the new case. And of course, now a quick sanity check, just to make sure everything is still actually working. So I'm going to need that adapter, because this card only has DisplayPort. Well, now we can see if this adapter works. Well, so far so good. Yep, looks like it works just fine. So, let's move on to my personal PC. This is going to be fun. I bet that's a familiar looking case, isn't it? Same as before, but it's green now. And unfortunately, I have not cleaned this thing in a while. So let's grab that duster. Not as bad as some of the other machines I've done, but yeah. So what we have here is my personal system with a Ryzen 5 1600X. I've recently upgraded. This is a GTX 1060, 6 gig. Yup, you heard me right. Upgraded. So let's get this out of here and reveal the horror that is the motherboard. This, oh, I forgot that I put Wi-Fi in here. This is a Dell motherboard. You can pick these up for about $30 on eBay. And this is basically the cheapest AM4 motherboard you can get. There's one humongous downside, which is the reason why I'm switching to that other motherboard. This can't be upgraded. This board supports 1st gen Ryzen and 1st gen Ryzen only. You have no other choices. So we're going to give this to somebody to whom a 1st gen Ryzen is a bonkers upgrade, and that is going to be the meat and potatoes of this video. So let me go ahead and just get this mess sorted real quick. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Not a bad little machine. I need to remember to take my SSD back. In fact, I'll do that now. But yeah, I am quite happy with this motherboard. It served me very well, and even up to now I didn't really have any issues with it. It's just, there's no upgrade path for this. I could put a Ryzen 7 in here, like an 1800X, but that's it. That's all you get. No 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th gen, nothing. So let's set this off to the side and get that other motherboard installed. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This is a nifty little thing. You see, Dell does not like it when people use their motherboards for non-Dell things. So this is an adapter that takes their custom proprietary output and turns it into a standard output. Very important. I have come across an unexpected problem. Pefty Lefty also sent me a graphics card upgrade, and yeah, that's not going to fit. Shoot, I guess, hey, you know what? We could put this in the sleeper case that I was using for the video editing PC, which means I removed this motherboard for nothing. Change of plans. That case is nice and it would fit the graphics card, but unfortunately I kind of need front panel USB, so we're going to take this case because it has front panel USB. So this, oop, there was a screw attached. This Pentium 3 board has to come out now. I don't even remember building this. Oh well. I'm sure there's a video on it somewhere. I don't think this is going to work. Since this is going to be my main PC, I do want to do a real quick sanity check just to make sure it still works as expected. Oh? Well, new motherboard. Yeah, that's expected. Perfect. Okay. Well, let me button this up, put it away, clean this all off, and we will get to the actual subject of today's video. Finally. So we've got my old motherboard, CPU, RAM, cooler. We've also got this. Now we used this in another video, and it worked for a moment and then immediately died. We are going to try it again. People insist, oh no, it's totally fine. It's not. I'm going to prove it here, but just in case I'm wrong, we will try it. Let's see. What else are we missing? Suppose we could use this power supply that I just pulled out of that other system. This is 350 watts. More than enough for this. It's even got a PCI 8-pin, actually. We need a case. There is this one. We got this case for free during the can recycling video. I don't think we ever opened this, actually. Let's get that done. So here's something rattling around inside. Oh! Hey! It's got the hard drive rails. And the user guide. And screws. Hey, this is awesome! This is good. I mean, it's a good case. I don't know how the fans are, but it's got them. They both spin. Some sort of removable hard drive, or rather 3.5 inch of some sort cage. Originally for floppy disks, no doubt. But yeah, we've got the makings of a pretty good PC. So, I guess let me adjust the camera for this gigantic green and purple case, and let's get started. So this is a very good friend of mine. I want to give him something good. Something better than the Core 2 Duo he's currently using. That's right. He's using a Vostro 200 as his only computer. So, dude really needs this as an upgrade. That's fine. Yeah. We'll call it good there. Now the question is, this is a somewhat older case, so will it use fine thread or coarse thread motherboard screws? I'm going to guess coarse thread. I was right. Most modern cases use fine thread, but that's fine. You know, a screw is a screw for the most part. Oh, that one's got a nub. No screw needed. Tighten these down. A lot of weird screws included with this. Okay. Need one more. There we go. And that should be good enough. Now the question is, am I missing anything? I don't think so, but I did just notice there's some screw holes there. I bet you there used to be a VRM heatsink that went there. that probably wasn't sold to me. Oh well, it's been fine for years. It'll continue to be fine for years. Power supply at the top because it's an older case. Need some screws for that too. Here's some more. They just gave me all the good stuff. I am really glad we got this. And again, this was free. I didn't pay a cent for this. What a wonderful person. 350 watts should be just fine for what our needs are, or rather what his needs are. Again, this is a Ryzen 5 1600X. It's not exactly the pinnacle of modern computing. It'll be perfectly happy like that. So, let's get this. Well, that's right, this one has that weird split in it. Let's get this all connected. Those are the two important ones. Now, oh, it has a 6-pin and an 8-pin. Interesting. Or I suppose rather a 6 and a 6+2. Oh dear. Oh, it's going to be one of those. We are going to put this in. I am 99% sure it does not work. I cannot. There we go. A weird design. I don't like it. Okay. This has to go there. Get some power to this. And we're just about ready to turn it on. We need these front panel things. I secured them at the bottom because normally they're at the bottom. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. We'll start with the power LED. In fact, I'm just going to plug it in up here so you can see what I'm doing. Minus. Plus. We'll use the diagnostics LED for whatever the heck that is, and power switch. There is no reset switch for this, and this just pops into this header here, which you can't see. There. Now, at this point, we're ready to at least test the machine to see if this card works. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay. I would like to be wrong about this card. I think I need a new cooler for this. This one's kind of loud. We tested this thing like, wait a minute. Hey! The cooler, sorry, the graphics card works. No, shut down. I hate Dell. Just let me power down already. Ah, you bastard. There. It wants to do its diagnostic, but I don't want it to because that takes a long time and I do not care. So, let me pop this out here real quick. In theory, this is just basically standard AM4 cooler. Shouldn't be a proprietary pinout. Let's see if we have something better, or at least quieter. Well, I got this. Don't remember what it's from. I think it's from an FX 8350. That'll be more than enough to cool a Ryzen 5. Now, there is some gunk stuck in the fins, but I literally cannot get them out without destroying this. Or at least spending more time than I'm willing to spend. So, if I can get that to clip, I can. Oh, this one's got like a messed up clip. Okay. Well, it only has to go on once. We're just gonna call that good. Plug that in there. Try to get this to fuck off for just a little bit. I need a zip tie to keep that out of there. This is what I mean. I need this to come this way because it's pushing on that power adapter to help me plug the front panel in. So let's get this zip tie in here. Just to keep it away from that, because it will pull it out. And my friend probably won't know what the heck is wrong. So, moving on. For storage, we have a couple of 3 terabyte hard drives that I think are good. Probably. Maybe. They're a decade old, but, you know, a drive is a drive. I paid for this. This is one of the few new parts of this build that I actually paid for. This is a 512 gigabyte SSD because I did not want him to deal with any problems with his boot drive. He has had issues with that in the past. And just in case he does want to expand his storage beyond these questionable 3 terabyte drives, without tearing his machine open, I picked up a couple of these hot swap bays, which I love these things. They're super awesome. So let's go ahead and get these installed. Well, it appears that the sleds are actually not for the hard drives. This case has some sort of absolutely ancient and, well, this was rubber once. It is returning to the earth. It's petrified. We're going to try and get our hard drive in without destroying those rubber grommets. And then it has these slightly longer screws to go through it. And luckily, the person who gave me this case, again, I want to stress, for free, included all the different screws that are necessary. And there's enough for more than 2 hard drives. We're only putting 2 in, but still, that's pretty awesome. Let's see, I'll put this one up here. Several of these petrified rubber grommets have been destroyed. So there's one missing there, a couple missing up there, one missing down there. And there are pieces of them in this plastic bag. I'm not going to try to put those back together. They're, I can tell they're destroyed. So we're just going to hope that this is good enough for now. Now the SSD, there is no way to truly mount it here without doing some weird stuff, so this is probably just going to rest underneath. Unless I could do something like that. Yeah, I could do that. Nah, it'll be much easier just to rest it underneath. Okay, let's get this front panel off. Well, suppose we'll try an easy one first. Oh, they don't have the clips on them. I actually have to screw them in place. That's annoying, but okay, I'll be right back. Well, oh my god, I put this one on backwards. Okay. I've got these done. The rails, they really do look like they're lower than they need to be, but no, they're perfect. Try and get these in without making a huge snapping noise. Just a standard DVD writer. He does still use optical media. Okay, that is actually pretty good. Oh boy. Okay. I need something to test that with. Do I have another drive? Surely I have another hard drive lying around here somewhere. Okay, found a drive. This one has a single bad sector, but in theory... And there you go. That'll do. I think he'll like that feature. I don't know if he'll use it, but I think he'll like it. And I had some friends come over earlier and we hung out for a bit. Point is, it is now after 4 o'clock in the morning and I think I'm gonna have to hit the hay. I can't finish this tonight. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, it is a new day, and I have once again been evicted to my office. That's alright. I know the acoustics in here are terrible. I have not yet put up the sound dampening phone, but we'll do what we can. Anyway, it's time to start hooking up some drives so we can get Windows installed. And I have noticed a couple issues. The first one being 2 hard drives. The first one is we have 1 boot SSD, 2 hard drives, 2 hotspot bays, and a single optical drive. That's 6. And this motherboard only has 5 SATA ports. Now we can solve that with this. This is the very same SATA card that failed in my NAS. It works just fine until you start to really load it up. So what I think I'm going to do is probably just use this for one of the single 3 terabyte hard drives. That way it doesn't get overloaded, I guess. Now, I just need to see if there's enough SATA power. I never checked that. Oh yeah, we're looking good. We're not looking good. We are 1 short. Okay. Let me go get a SATA power splitter. I'll be right back. Splitter acquired. I've also got this to power the side panel fan because there's only so many, well, fan headers on this board. So, yeah, start getting things plugged in. Well, I thought I had the right adapter for this USB 2 to USB 3, but it's actually the other way around, so whoopsies. That's not going to get plugged in. Also, the front panel audio has a proprietary header, and I don't feel like chopping this cable up to fix it. So, yeah, shoot. I wonder if that supports DVD drives. That might be an easier method, but quite frankly, I don't care. It's already hooked up. So how does this work? that one. Windows ISO. This does assume that we eventually get a display output. I think I want a different display adapter. You're not getting anything on the screen. That's not great, even with our new display adapter. We switched from DisplayPort to VGA over to DVI to VGA. I'm still sure there's something wrong with this card. Let me see if I have a different card. Literally the moment that I said that, this finally came up. Okay. Skip all this. If it lets me. It won't. I guess I will be back if anything happens. If this goes as it should, then you'll see me on the desktop. Well, we're running into an issue. I cannot disable Support Assist. It ignores the settings in BIOS. And on top of that, it's telling me that there's a bad hard drive in slot 1. There's nothing plugged into slot 1. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I can plug a hard drive into slot 1, but I mean, what the heck? I wonder if the BIOS is failing. I might need to update the BIOS. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep trucking it. You know what? I want to remove that as media card and see if maybe that helps. It was the SATA card. God damn it. Well, god damn it. I'll have to figure out the SATA situation here in a minute. For now, I'm just going to get Windows installed. But this is not going to be the end operating system. We're actually going to be installing Linux Mint. The reason I'm installing Windows 10 right now is to update the BIOS. We're on 1.3.4, and the latest is, I believe, 1.5.0. And it says it's an urgent update, while all the other BIOS updates were recommended updates. So I think we'll just go ahead and get that done. Okay. Well, we are effectively done here. Now, I have elected not to plug in that side fan. It is quite loud, and this isn't exactly a silent PC to begin with. So, we've got Linux Mint installed. I'll minimize this. That's right, Linux. This friend of mine has been trying to get off Windows for a while, and we both agree that we are not fans of this whole Copilot and all that stuff. It's just too intrusive. So, Linux it is. And of course, now we have to try some games. Oh, the hubris. So it turns out there is something wrong with that HD7770. I don't know what yet, but it is not working correctly. Not even slightly. So it's functioning. We get a display out. But alas, performance is... I really hate this retention mechanism. Why couldn't they have just used screws like everybody else? performance is not there. It's not, it doesn't seem to be getting used. Fans not ramping up when I try to play games. We're getting about 2 frames per second in Battletech on the lowest possible settings. Something's not right here. So we're taking that out. And you know what? This is for a friend. So they're getting my good RX 460. It is a modern graphics card. We know that it works. And it should be enough for them anyway. It's not like they play the latest. Oh my god. We have got to take that off. That is the worst. As cute as that is, these prevent a full height card from being... Sorry, these prevent a double width card from being installed. Not good. That's better. Screw here, don't know what it's from, but it'll work. Okay. Take 2. Hey, I'd say that's not too bad. It played games, that's all I can really test. My friend's going to be using this for more workstation-oriented tasks, but I did want it to at least be able to play the odd game or two whenever he actually wants to, do that. And I think that he's going to like this PC. Of course, now that I'm looking at it when it's done, I noticed that the sleds are a little bit, a little crooked, but I think we can fix that before sending it off. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching this. I know that it's been a little longer of a video, but this has been several days of my life I've been working on this. So Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll like it. If you liked it, feel free to hit that like button. It really does help us. Let me know what you would have done differently. And let me know down in the comments section if you know of a good SATA card that I can pick up. Because I am not pleased with, I don't even know where I put it. It's around here somewhere. I'm not pleased with that one that I tried to use. We had trouble with it in my NAS, we had trouble with it in my wife's PC, and we had trouble with it here. It just doesn't work. Not properly. So if anybody knows anything or has any leads on a good SATA card to pick up, please let me know. Genuinely, that's an actual request, please. If you'd like to see all sorts of behind the scenes content, you can find that on my Patreon. You don't have to pay for all of it. Almost everything I post that is members only will eventually become free for everyone to see. I don't want to make people pay to see the extra stuff that I post, but if you would like to, it does help us out quite a bit. And with that said, I don't think there's much else to really cover. Thanks for watching.